So a seam sealer is a special machine used to cover seams, to seal seams using a special adhesive tape, and it makes the seam waterproof. And so we're all familiar with Gore-Tex. That's an example of a seam seal product, but there are many other products that use this technology to make seams waterproof. So there's a number of factors that need to be taken into consideration to understand this technology. First of all, it's good to realize that not all fabrics are seam sealable. There needs to be a coating that will react with the glue on the tape. So for example, this is nylon fabric, and it does, the tape adheres very strongly, and it will produce a waterproof bond on the tape. This is a piece of Gore-Tex, and this also, of course, can be seam sealed. It's got a laminate on the back, and this, of course, is also strongly adhering to the seam tape. This is a piece of nylon that I was testing, and it doesn't really seam seal well. It just peels right off without too much. So the bond isn't strong enough. So this is not suitable for seam sealing. So any kind of fabric that you want to use for a seam sealing project, you must test first. So we're going to just demonstrate the seam sealer and talk a little bit about the technologies and the various factors involved in adjusting it properly. So this tape needs to be advanced a little bit so that it's being held between the roller and the bottom roller. So there are a number of factors, as I mentioned. The pressure at this point is controlled by the amount of air pressure that's pushing down on this roller, and so that's a factor. And then when I activate the seam, the nozzle, there's a heating nozzle that will swing in front and start activating the glue. So the temperature of the air being blown through that nozzle is another very important factor, and also the volume of air, the amount of air being blown through. Another factor is the speed by which the tape travels. So these are all variables that need to be set for each particular fabric. So we're looking at the control panel of the seam sealer, and so we'll just take a look at the various options here. So this is the temperature of the air flow flowing through the nozzle. So the top is the actual temperature of the air, and the bottom is the set point. So the set point can be changed depending on the fabric and the tape, and so that's got to be tested to determine the correct set point for each fabric and tape. This is the air flow, so that needs to be adjusted as well. So you're balancing the temperature and the airflow. This is the roller pressure control, and so these are all factors that need to be adjusted. However, not many of these adjustments will not need to be changed very often. So to begin operating the machine, is push this green button here, hold it down for a second. Then if we take a look at this display panel on the top, we see a number of a bit of information. So we see the button that needs to be pushed to get the heating started, and then we see the speed. So you can actually set the speed using this display screen here. So there's two pedals to operate the machine. The left pedal advances the tape. So I'll just move up there and we can take a look. So when you press the left pedal, it advances the tape. The right pedal it's got two positions. When you press halfway down, it brings the roller down like that in a kind of a static position. So that's used to position your material. So the second position for the right pedal is to activate the nozzle and have the machine starting to advance the fabric. So you press it all the way down and the nozzle clicks into place and the fabric is advanced. Keep in mind as well that a seam sealer requires quite a bit of coordination to be able to get used to operating. So be sure to get proper training and leave yourself quite a bit of time to practice in order to become proficient at operating the machine.